Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio this morning, Stephanie Coonce, Encore Developmental Services Director in DeWitt County. Good morning, Stephanie. How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I am well. Thanks for taking time with us. And it's been a while since we've had a chance to chat. I know the big thing for you the last 3 years, it feels. I can't believe.
Can you believe it's been 3 years?
I cannot. I really can't. But is, of course, your the fire marshal inspection, where basically you have to overhaul all the safety things in your facility. First of all, take us back and just give us the bullet points version, and we'll dive into what's the latest.
Well, 3 years ago, the fire inspector came in for our annual inspection, and it was a new fire inspector, and they found all the things wrong, and they reclassified our building into 3 different classifications, brought back a whole bunch. So we had to go to an architect per their directions to redesign basically the warehouse. So that 20,000 square foot warehouse needed to be divided up into sections so that we would have spaces that were safe, like for the landscaping equipment, because for our landscape contract with the city of Clinton and some other places like the hospital where we do the flowers, we have all that equipment. We have in the warehouse, there's a baler left over from recycling days that we still use for the cardboard that comes in with the donations, and also for the clothing and stuff like that come in to run the thrift store. So all that has to be in one area, so at the back of the warehouse. And then also we have to put another divider in at the front of basically where that big baler is, if you've ever been in the warehouse, across there for another division.
Oh, wow. So you can't just have that big open space?
No, apparently not.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right.
All right. So all of that came to light. And I know you've been working for now 3 years on fundraising and planning and all of that. Again, just give us the bullet points of the last 3 years. What's that look like?
So we've done that. We worked with the architect, and it took them about 2 years to come up with, working with the fire marshal, to come up with a plan. For that. So that was a bulk of that time. Been working with grant writers. We've done fundraising here in DeWitt County, and with some other folks in grant writing to raise the money. We also had to install a new fire alarm system, which is 90% completed. That's been completed for probably almost 2 years now. That was the first thing we did, was get that installed. The only thing that's left is connecting to the new doors that will be built in the warehouse.
All right.
So when that system is functioning, we've had, the fire department has been out for things, and it's been really nice. So
are you able to use that building at least in the meantime?
Yeah, the warehouse.
Yes.
We're still using it. And it for now, I mean, the fire alarm system works, which was a big improvement and something that really needed to happen there. So, and the next point is, once with the warehouse and stuff, with getting the wall built, we will, during the construction, we will use the warehouse, but how all that comes to light is we're still figuring some of those things out.
Okay, sure. So I know there's been at least some good developments along this front. What's the latest?
The latest is we start construction on phase 1. We are phasing out all of the what's needed to be done due to cost and due to different things. So phase 1 is the back of the warehouse. So moving all of the mechanical stuff behind a fire rated wall and then putting in the additional fire exits. There were several additional fire exits, along the side of the warehouse. So that is the next phase that we will be working on, and that's starting 2 weeks from yesterday. So we found a construction company that's working with us. They've been terrific so far. We are thrilled, and they were here yesterday looking again at the building, and just kind of putting in some of the final thoughts on how we're going to be adjusting things so that we maybe hopefully can have the warehouse open to customers some, but then how do we move things around to make room for scaffolding and lifts and things to get that wall built, because that wall will go all the way to the very top of the metal roof
Mhm.
to the floor.
Sure. So,
So-
I know there's been a lot of waiting really on two fronts. One is the funding that you talked about, fundraising and all of that. But also there's been a lot of waiting from the fire marshal's office in terms of approving plans and having the right plans and all of that.
Right.
I guess it was this part of the project. Was it the fundraising phase you were waiting on? Was it the approval phase, or was it both?
It's been all of it. It was getting it approved while we're also fundraising. And then with the fundraising that's still going to be a waiting game as we move into the further stages that we need to have done.
Mhm.
And then also it's been waiting on getting a contractor to be willing to come and work with us.
Sure.
So that's been the last 6 months or so.
Gotcha. So a couple weeks, this kind of gets started. Once, how long is that going to take? And then what's next?
They say it's 5 weeks.
Mhm.
So in 5 weeks, we should have this phase completed after they're coming on the 25th. And so we should be done beginning of October.
So maybe Apple and Pork weekend, we're
We're
talking about this being done.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Will you be at Apple and
That
Pork
would-
this year?
That's the plan.
Yeah, cool.
There's going to be a lot going on. but
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And this, has been top of mind for you while you're also trying to maintain services and just give, your clients their regular opportunities,
Correct.
right?
And people are still working. People are still coming in and engaging in programming and in community activities. So, and we've actually the last month or so, we've added 3 or 4 new people to our program. So that's always, evolving and changing.
Sure.
And the eventual end of this project will be to have better spaces and larger spaces for the people that we serve.
Yeah, definitely. What will be next after this phase is done?
After this phase is done, that's what we're starting to work on and looking at funding and how much we have, in our capital funds that Encore has and how much we will need to raise. It would be the front wall. So this is for the back wall of the warehouse where all the mechanicals and maintenance will be. And then there'll be a front wall that'll go across the front to divide what they determine that middle area of the warehouse as a work area and the business through the thrift store and the services part where we have our classrooms and such. So there'll be a wall through there, a ceiling, hopefully across that open space. And then eventually HVAC systems and be able to turn that part of that space into active classroom and more sorting area. And then also to do some construction in the store area with additional restrooms, which are desperately needed.
Yeah.
With our program growing, our restrooms are full all the time.
Yeah.
So, and also for customers, that's a big deal. Customers have to come out and around the building and come into the service side in order to use it. And that can be a hassle, especially now since we're growing. It's a busy restroom. Even the one that we used to kind of reserve for customers is no longer just reserved for customers.
Oh, okay.
So there can be lines. So,
wow.
Additional dressing room and mechanicals and also in that space.
Holy cow.
Is the plan.
Wow. Gotcha.
So
Big plans though.
it's big plans. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and if you don't mind, I wanted to ask you if you could speak to community support through all of this, whether it's people that have stepped up to donate or just, encourage you through the process. How about some of that?
Right. Yeah. We have had a great response from the community. We've had, some of you guys may remember, we did Christmas in July. And we've done a lot of other kind of just grassroots within the thrift store fundraisers that have been successful. We've had anonymous donations of, thousands of dollars, which have been really terrific. My grant writing here recently has been pretty successful.
Good.
So we've had some good money coming in through that. And, all of our customers are just people who come in and just encouraging to us. Our reviews that we get on our, Yelp and Google and all that stuff are very positive about the thrift store. And yes, it's a place where you come and you have to be able to really like thrifting and enjoy, using the facility that we have to dig through things and the way kind of looking through things just because of
Find that treasure.
Yeah, you have to find that special thing that you're looking for, and everyone has their eyes, I guess their view, the way they see things are just so different. It's always so interesting to see. I can walk out through that warehouse or be looking through the racks for clothes, and then someone will come right behind me and I'll be seeing what they have in their cart. And I'm like, that is so cute. Where was that? I didn't see that.
Yeah,
and so
sure.
that makes it's a fun little place to come and just find that special thing. We have people, actually, thanks to some Facebook posts, we were featured in Illinois Family Destinations, I think it was called.
Okay.
And we've had people come from all over the state and just to coming 2 or 3 hours to drive just to come to Encore and to come to the area. So that's bringing people are, what else is a bunch of ladies in the hallway after they've used the restroom and we're chatting and they're like, so what else is there to do in Clinton?
Mm-hmm.
So then we talk about where to go eat and what other stores to shop at.
Yeah, very good. That's nice. So all of that goes a long ways in your efforts to, get this
Right.
fire marshal standard met, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Very good. What did I miss in that conversation, Stephanie? Anything you want to put out there? I know it's a lot to digest. Anything we didn't touch on?
So much. I'm just trying to think of what there was. We were talking about, we've been serving our folks and they are still working on things. And my staff have been significantly wonderful through the process of supporting people through, what can be difficult and not necessarily maybe seeing different people coming through our building. And not, like what's going on? And everybody loves to meet new people at Encore,
Yeah.
and they also love to get to know you. And so that's always fun to see different people when they come in and how our folks react to them and how they get to know other people that are out in the community.
Sure.
And so that is always really special.
Well, I tell you what, one thing I wanted to touch on the other side of the break is your services and the folks coming in and those sorts of things. So let's break here and do that on the other side of it. How do folks follow along with all things Encore Developmental Services?
They can go to our Facebook page at Encore Services or Encore Thrift Store, or they can go to our websites at www.Encore Thrift Store or Encore Services.
No longer HRC West on Facebook, right?
No.
Got that changed. Very good. Stephanie Coonce, Director of Encore Developmental Services, our guest in studio. We talk more with her coming up on The Morning Show.
WHOW.
When it comes to finding primary care, you can be seen at any doctor's office. But at Memorial Care, you're not just seen, you're heard. Our primary care team takes the time to listen to you, building a lasting relationship based on transparency and trust. So when you notice a change in your health, you've got a team that's ready to advocate for what you need. Memorial Care, real connections. Learn more at memorial.health/primary care.
Shane Steinberg here from Highway 51 Exchange, your equipment rental headquarters, south of Clinton on US 51. Check our banner ad on DeWittDailyNews.com to book online today and pick up tomorrow. Highway 51 Exchange.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Unloading and seeing heavy dust clouds? Chances are grain-damaging insects have eaten away at your grain and your bottom line. Protect your post-harvest grain from these profit-robbing insects with Revista insecticide or Diacon IGR grain protectants. Prevent bug damage in your bin. Contact us at bugfreegrains.com before your profits go up in a cloud of dust.
Hey there, loyal listeners. This is your team at Regional Radio with a quick heads up. Some of the great programming you enjoy throughout the day is pre-recorded, but don't worry, we're still bringing you the same local content you love. Our legal team insisted we mention this, and hey, keeping the attorneys happy keeps us on the air. So thanks for tuning in and being part of the Regional Radio family. We're proud to bring local, compelling content to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio this morning, Stephanie Coonce, Director of Encore Developmental Services. And Stephanie, it feels like we just get so overwhelmed with this fire marshal project. We don't get a lot of time to highlight your services. Let's revisit services. What do you, Encore does so many things. Highlight what you do for folks.
Sure. We provide day services and employment services for people with intellectual disabilities and developmental disabilities. So we have two major programs. We have our Community Day Services program, which is partially funded, but mainly funded through the state of Illinois, through Medicaid waiver program. And that is for people generally over 18. Or over 18. Most people, our youngest person right now, I think, is 24. And anybody up to our oldest person is 87 right now. Wow. So, and that is a full gamut of people with disabilities that come to our program. They live at home with family or on their own, potentially. We have people that live in group homes, and they come to us for learning skills for working, or if they want to just come for leisure time, it's their choice. We have classrooms also where they work on skill building and various things. It all depends on that person. Some people use wheelchairs to get around and rely on us for all their activities of what it takes to how they spend their day.
Sure.
And other people who are living in an apartment in town, and they come to us for their work, and they work, and part of our program is Encore Thrift Store. And and you'll always see some of our faces, everybody working at Encore, learning retail skills and personal skills, social skills. Then also our landscaping program. So we have the landscape where you learn all the landscape things. Right now it's hot. And so we have contracts with the city of Clinton, and we have a contract with the hospital where we complete their flowers and keep them going throughout the season. And
you do a lot.
Yeah. And so then also our other program is our employment services program. And that is mainly our main funder for that is the DeWitt County Mental Health Board, who help us with that. And that's for folks who just can't get a traditional job for whatever reason. It could be a developmental intellectual disability. It could be mental health. It could be something else. It just, depends on the situation. It's situational, and people come and they work in one of those programs or both, and whatever they need, and they, get experience, get a resume, get working on that, and then they are able to, choose wherever they want to go after that. We've had some people in that program that have been with us for 20 plus years, and other people are with us for 9 months to a year, and then they move on somewhere else.
Is the plan and the end goal different for each individual?
Yes, each person has their own plan, has their own goals on what they want to do, with their time with us, with their life that we assist them with. So it can be, we have someone who is in his first job, and he is also came to us this spring, moved back into town. And so he is getting those skills while also now he is just transitioning to go to school, going to college at Richland. So he is, getting those skills, and then he has, goals of moving on, when he's done with college. So it just depends on who it is.
Sure. And I had Tony Kirkman on the show a few weeks back, and one thing he spoke of was, the staff that comes in to support these individuals. Speak to that at Encore.
Oh, the staff are an integral part of what we do. They are a lot of the heart of because they are the people that are teaching and are they are not just a lot of times you have your direct support professionals or service professionals. So they're not just someone that's coming in and just, taking care of someone, doing bathrooming or helping feed. They are doing more than that. They are teaching, and they are mentors. They are friends. They do all the things, and they are really what is the basis of what. If without them, we can't do what we do.
Yeah. How's funding these days at Encore?
Funding. Well, right now things are steady. The last several years, actually, our funding they have raised each year, raised the funding, at least a little bit for the last 4 or 5 years, might be longer than that, but which has been spectacular and has been helpful because Illinois is one of the lowest paid for these services still, even with the increases. We are still among the bottom in the states in funding, and we don't anticipate that to get better soon. Right now, things are kind of at a lot of questions regarding funding. With what happens with that bill that was just passed.
Which bill is that?
The reconciliation bill.
Okay.
And how that affects, because we are Medicaid waiver. And since there are major cuts to Medicaid and Medicaid waiver, we are an optional program.
Oh, okay.
So our program is not guaranteed. So the funding through Medicaid for people with disabilities is optional.
Interesting. So watching that for sure. Well,
Very
Stephanie,
closely.
always good to have you in studio. Stephanie Coonce, Encore Developmental Services, Network News on the way.